This week, even today, we've been getting some optimistic news on the housing front. But, that doesn't really help the folks who are still facing and still dealing with foreclosures. Enter Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger and his staff. And the congressman joins us now to talk about what they've been doing. Thank you so much for being with us.
Sure, Maribeth.
This is something that's been going on for a little bit of time now, and people are just kind of finding out about it.
Well, when the economy went south, we had a lot of problems as far as foreclosure and people not being able to make their mortgage payment. So what we decided to do was to go out into our district and the community and seek out people who had problems. And we had what we call town hall forums on foreclosure. And in those forums, we would not only tell people what they needed to do, but we would have representatives from the major banks who we asked to come to the forum so that we literally could put together the people that were having problems so that their house would not foreclose with the banks. A lot of the people just didn't know who to call, or they weren't sure what to do. And as a result of that system, it has really worked. And you might have seen in the Sun paper, but we have one of our top constituent service people who work in our district office. Her name is Jessica Fassini, and she has handled over 500 foreclosure cases for my constituents in the district and has been very successful in saving people's homes.
Wow. Has she saved 500 houses?
No, she hasn't saved 500, but she has 500 open cases, and she has saved a tremendous amount that just putting together the banks, negotiating on behalf of the constituents with the banks to try to save their homes.
I mean,
get a job.
Homeowners have been quoted as saying that the banks would have taken their house had it not been for your office's efforts.
Yeah, well, part of what we do in Congress, you hear a lot about what we do on a national basis and what I do in the national security and intelligence. But a lot of what we do in our district office is constituent service. And anything having to do with Social Security, foreclosures, we try to help our people and our constituents. That's what we're elected to do. And you're only as good as your team. And I've got a great staff who are working with the constituents every day. And most of the people we work with are people that have problems and are really down on their luck. And they need help more than anybody.
Are you finding that the numbers of new cases are slowing down and that we've turned a corner?
It depends. It goes in cycles. We still have a lot of open cases, but I think the banks understand the system better, and the banks now are willing to work with us. And the fact that we're working on behalf of our constituents, we kind of know what we're doing, and it makes it, I think, simpler for the banks to deal with this and to help our constituents and their customers.
Congressman, while I have you, I want to talk about Perry Hall High School. I know that's in your district, a school that you know well, and just talk about the shooting that happened on the first day.
First, a very tragic situation. I think the local, the county executive and his team, I think the police department handled extremely well. I think you really have to give kudos to the principal at the school, to the guidance counselor. It was just handled very well. But it's another major problem that we're having in this country, and that's we have to identify these people that are really having serious problems. Not people, but kids who are having serious problems with families, and they're focusing on how to act out when they feel they've been bullied or something to that effect. So we've got to keep the pressure on the issue of bullying, and we have to identify these troubled individuals who would resort to these guns. And it's very serious, and it's become a national problem.
It certainly has. Thank you. Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger, we appreciate you joining us today.
Okay, thank you.